I've only done all the easy ones.
Only the easy ones, quote unquote.
This is Climbing Gold.
Alex, could you rank the El Cap big wall free climbs in order from easiest to hardest?
All right, from easiest, you have the Freerider, which is so easy that it's been soloed, so that's pretty chill. Then you have what Golden Gate, you have Salate, you have Corzone. Uh, those are kind of the easy walls. Beyond that, you start getting into the mid-tier El Cap routes, which are
Wait, how easy is easy when you say those
those are
things?
13B, and those are uh, some of them are hard 13B, but basically they're 13B. And
Gotcha.
they're kind of just doable. They're things that a good climber should be able to do ground up or just kind of like as an adventure. Then you get into the ones that are a little harder. So there's the mirror wall with a bunch of different variations, but basically all the variations of the mirror are sort of 13C-ish, 13 plus-ish. There's El Nino with the variations like La Nina, the slightly harder direct version. Um, and then there's like the Zodiac, but that's pretty freaking hard. And then you start getting into the really hard ones, which are kind of like the Tommy routes, like the Dihedra Wall, uh, Magic Mushroom. I mean, Lurking Fear hasn't been repeated, maybe broken. The West Buttress. There are a couple other Tommy routes. I mean, obviously the Dawn Wall, most notably, is the hardest.
Hmm. And how many of those have you done in your career?
Oh, I forget. I don't know, like a lot of them, but not all of them. Well, not even close to all of them. I haven't even done the hard ones. I've only done all the easy ones.
Only the easy ones, quote unquote.
Yeah. And actually, to me, it depends on if you count whether or not doing them in a day counts separately, because it is kind of a different experience, and I've always kind of considered it as a different thing. Because going wall style on something is a lot different than climbing in a day.
Yeah. You know, I'm curious because, like, in my own experience in Yosemite and climbing, like, I did a lot of the other routes, but somehow, like, the idea of like I could climb El Cap, but like the idea of like free climbing these things, like it was really daunting for me. Like I just didn't even know how to tackle it. And I'm
But that's
curious,
because you
like,
were climbing way back when, right? They didn't even have ropes really, and it was like swamis. It was like kind of
that's
scary back then,
that's
wasn't
true. It was, yeah.
it?
No, it wasn't quite that long ago, but it was a long time. It was a while back. Um, like, but I'm curious, like going through that process, like where did you start? Like, how did you tackle them?
Yeah, well, I started with the easiest ones. I mean, I started by climbing other routes in Yosemite because obviously I had the same experience where El Cap is much too daunting when you first go. So I started with the easy multi-pitches, with Royal Arches and Crest Jewel and like these easier walls that are slabbier. And then, built my way up to Half Dome. And then I climbed El Cap just as an aid route first because just getting up El Cap is, enough of a challenge the first time. And then eventually you start to think about free climbing El Cap. And so I started with the easy routes with the Salate and with Freerider. Though also it's worth noting that I started free climbing all caps so long ago that I mean these routes all existed, but they were way more fresh. There were way fewer bugs, way more adventurous. Like I did the third ascent of a couple of these free routes back when they were like new, and so yeah, just started with the easy ones and originally did them sort of wall style if I could, and then tried to do them again in a day, over the next seasons as I improved.
Hmm. Yeah, it's actually funny. I was like trying to think back, and I was like, I'm not sure Freerider
Existed.
existed. It maybe just did, but there was like no information. Like there was like, I,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was it
like,
was a different world back then for
yeah, it's
sure.
so crazy. It's so wild. Like
Also,
there was just
nobody was free climbing on all cap, so it's not like there was beta. It's not like there was chalk. There was like no
yeah.
topos, no plan. I mean, it seemed way more intimidating 20 years ago.